Friday, y'all. I watched the Braxtons. That will be season 2, episode 6. And Trina is preparing a meal for Vaughn. And he has congestive heart failure. I hope he can turn that around somehow. It seems it is hereditary with him because his mom had it and passed away from it. So I'm wishing Vaughn a speedy recovery from this, and to watch what he eat, and to move more, because that's really what it takes. A lot of us have to be reminded of that daily. And if you can, try not to go to bed on a full stomach. It's okay to miss a meal or 2 a day. I didn't even eat after I had lunch at 12 yesterday. I had a cupcake last night, and that's it. So it would have been better, of course, not to eat anything, because I had made it that many hours. I just was busy. Picked up the daughter from the game with my husband, made a poster, just busy, and wasn't thinking about food, and had some water and a cupcake. So it's okay. And haven't even had breakfast, and I think that is okay. So we see that Tawanda is flying a plane with her husband and his best man. Well, he's not her husband yet. He is now, but then he was her fiance. And then she inquires about, Missy having a date for the wedding. And her fiance says, yes, Mr. Larry, someone he rides bikes with. So Miss Larry and Miss E, they do meet for a meal set up by Tawanda and her fiance. They leave them there on purpose, which is okay with Miss E, because they got to know each other. And she seems to like him. But I don't think Miss E is really ready for marriage. I seriously think she just wants companionship. Just like she said, if there's a line dance, she wouldn't mind having a partner to dance with at the wedding. And when they practice for the wedding and the dad shows up, I notice he does take a seat next to Miss E. So maybe his wife, Miss Wanda, is not coming. And I'm glad that maybe Miss Wanda is deciding that her presence is not always needed in these family events. That is those grown kids' dad. And he has the right to go to that wedding by himself. She does not have to go. She can enjoy it on TV or on the internet like the rest of us. And he has the right to sit next to their mom and enjoy his day without any drama, especially due to her presence. Speaking of drama, it looks like these sisters do not want to film with Tamar. And I don't like it. I get it, but I don't like it. And I don't want the mom and dad to take sides, but I bet I would. If I had daughters like them, and I'm speaking mostly of Tawanda and Trina. If I said Tracy, I'm sorry. Tawanda and Trina. I would set them straight. After all, Tamar is the one with money. But I would set them straight. And I would let them know that is not how to treat your sister, to want to call the cops on her because you guys had an argument. Nobody even got beaten up. Nobody was hurt with a weapon, or a weapon was pulled. None of that. But Tawanda had suggested call the cops. So I would have to talk to them about that. But she understands the dynamics, and unfortunately the dynamics of things like that do start at home. Sometimes there's favoritism, and you are teaching your children how to treat each other, unfortunately. So it's Denham's graduation, I believe, from Howard University, and Tony gives him a Maybach electric Mercedes. The only problem with these electric cars in the winter time, when it was heavy snow and ice, they were frozen at those Tesla pumps. They couldn't get their electric juice going in order to drive during the severe winter. So maybe he should have a second vehicle as well. I mean, you don't expect harsh winters in Georgia, or even California, but you do in Washington, D.C., though he's finished with school. And I don't expect it here in Arkansas and Tennessee, but it does happen. So maybe he should have two vehicles. And what else stood out? I love it that Trina has a profession. Trina is a realtor, and she sells, looks like maybe her first house. I don't know, but of course it's a mansion, and it's a celebrity, and I can't think of the comedian's name right now, but we all know him. And he said, right in the camera, he said, I accept. So looks like he intends on getting this house, and it's very nice. I was thrown when he said get rid of the marble. I hope he was joking, because the marble was the best part of the living space. I think it was part of the fireplace. So he's a jokester. Very, very nice community, and very, very nice home. I saw Tawanda telling her daughter Brooke, very cute girl, to do something about that hair. She couldn't wear that blue hair in the wedding, but from pictures we know, and from video we know that she did. Kids want to be kids. They don't get it, so it's okay. Let them be them. She'll grow up and realize, oh, I shouldn't have done that. That was a mistake. But let them express themselves the way they want to, as long as it's reasonable and they are not hurting anyone. I did not like it that Tamar was crying to who looked like was a producer, and that looks like who she has to film with. The producers, her co-podcaster, that her sisters do not want to film with her. I'm sure Tony will, after this wedding, because Tony was like, I hate I can't call Tamar and share with her about what is going on with this one-time event that she should be a part of. But we know that she was not. And Tawanda did not want her to be, and stood on that. I think Tawanda and Trina would not mind if it was just their show and they want Tamar out. These are the very same people that she said she does not leave behind, and they want to leave her behind for her not to make this money from this show, which would be extremely unfair. So this producer, he was like, hey, you got to give it a try. This is your family. I'm sure he's, talking up the show. He said, maybe you guys can go on a girls trip or something. And Tamar basically says to the co-podcaster that, hey, I don't even think they see me as their sister. So I want Tamar to continue to step back. If they don't want her on the show and she doesn't really need the money, she doesn't have to be on the show. Let them have it, because we're not going to be fully entertained just by Tawanda and Trina's antics. We need some .com Tamar. She just makes the show more interesting. And, Trina, on her YouTube channel, she was thanking Tony, for being a legend. But guess what? Tamar is also famous in her own right, and you know that, Trina. And you and Tawanda do not want to give her flowers, but all of us looking, and especially these younger people who don't know much about Tony, they do know Love and War by Tamar Braxton. So she has made a name for herself as well. And again, Trina, I'm proud of you for getting a career. And when you were going to Realtor school, I don't know if Tawanda's good at numbers. She should have thought about it as well. So she needs to come up with another career as well. Hustle and make that money. That's what it's about. I should have done real estate school when I saw it at a discount in Chicago. So it's still something to consider. In addition to what I am doing now. Okay, I can't believe I showed off my school shirt. With that said, I want everybody to have a wonderful Friday. Enjoy the fresh air because it will be rainy and cooler next week. Peace and blessings. Have a great one.